Do you want to live your life with more abundance, finding a way to have more fulfillment, joy, and contentment in your life? If I've piqued your interest in any way, and you're interested in shedding the artificial description that you've been told that you must conform to in life in order to be successful, then this is a conversation you cannot afford to miss. Shawn Quintero spends his days by making people happy as an abundance coach and high-ticket sales trainer. Quintero works with people to ensure that they live a maximum life of abundance. He does this through a 7-step framework, which he shared with me during our conversation this week. But he also says that it's important to be assertive and go after what you really want in life, because the only person who can contribute to your success on a consistent and reliable basis is you. Therefore, if you're ready to get rid of your artificial definition of success and the way life is supposed to be pictured for you, and you want the control over your own life description, then this conversation is intended for you. Quintero brought his energy, enthusiasm, and zest for his work to this conversation, and he even delved into his personal life of abundance and what brings him the most sense of personal satisfaction. This was a conversation which caused me to take copious notes of happiness, because Quintero knows how to bring a smile to your face. And by the end of this conversation, I hope he does the same for you. So without further delay, I'm Kevin McShann. Let's have this conversation. Take a moment to welcome you to the program, and I'm super excited to talk to you about abundance this afternoon. It's great to be with you, and thank you, my friend, for a few minutes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, Shawn, I know that you're a leading expert when it comes to the field of abundance, and you're all about bringing joy to people's life in a multitude of ways. So I'm wondering if you can tell me about all the great work that you do.
Yeah, so I absolutely love teaching people about abundance. And the reason why is because I believe every person deserves to live a life of abundance. I believe every single person deserves to have an abundance of hope and love, an abundance of resource and opportunity, and an abundance of success and joy. And so I'm always really excited about being able to reveal the abundance that's already in front of someone. And the job of my job as the coach is simply to pull that out and allow people to step into it, which is really exciting. So yeah, that's what I love about what I do.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about cultivating success in people. You know, a lot of people have a lot of talents that sometimes they don't know how to unearth and bring to full bear. So tell me about working with people to discover the sort of hidden talents that they don't know they have. So tell me about unearthing those talents and the process that goes into that, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, so we always start with our 7 laws of abundance. And the reason why is these 7 laws help people to identify the success, the joy, the opportunity that's in front of them, and the skill sets or the talents that are going to be required to tap into it. And so our 7 laws start like this. Number one, you have what you're willing to ask for. Most of the time, we don't know what we want and we don't know how to ask for it. And so the very first step we do is we identify what do you really, 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 really want in life? And let's write it all down. Not how we're going to get it, but what we want. What happens is most people say, well, that's too much money, and then they diminish what they want, or that's too much time, so they diminish what they want, or I don't know how to do that, so they diminish what they want. And instead of saying, oh, I want the beautiful home, oh, I'll settle for a home I can actually afford right now. And so we first start with what is it you really want without any limitation? And then once we decide what we want, what I oftentimes identify is most people have the means, the resourcefulness, or the creativity to create it. And so let's go ahead and identify what we want, and then let's start asking for it. How many times do we not ask for what we want out of fear of rejection, or fear of insecurity, or fear of being outed? And so identify what you want, and then go after it. The second is you recognizing that we always have something to give and there's always something to receive. And so I always start with this poem. If you want to receive love, you may not receive it. If you want to give love, who can stop you? If you want to receive opportunity, you may not receive it. If you want to give opportunity, who can stop you? So we always have something to give. And always start from a place of giving. And so ask yourself, what do you already have? What talent or skill do you already have that you can begin to give to the world? And we actually have our clients go through and put on their calendar a full hour every single week where they're just giving. They can choose one person and say, hey, this is your hour. What do you want from me? How can I help you? Or they can use that hour to just continue to nurture the relationships they have. Law number 3 is emotions are shapeable energy. So often fear holds us back or paralyzes us from being able to move forward, or nervousness or insecurity. And what we show our clients is that you can actually change the way you feel by changing the way you think. And here's the science behind that is what you think creates hormones, which create emotions. And so if you think negative thoughts, most people without thinking about it, think 80% negative thoughts. But if we adjust that to what if we said 20% negative thoughts and 80% positive thoughts, well, that's going to create oxytocin, serotonin, happy hormones that then open us up to more abundance in the world. Law number 4 is all about recognizing that there's more than enough for all of us, that if I win, that doesn't mean you lose. And if you win, that doesn't mean I lose. That we can all win, and there's always a win-win-win situation available to everybody. Law 5 is embody, then begin. Identity shifts behavior more than anything else. So first, we want to shift the identity of the person to believing in their talent and their skill set, believing in who they are, and then the behavior will follow. If you believe you're a high achiever, well, you're going to ask yourself, what do high achievers do today? If you believe you're a leader, you'll ask yourself, what do leaders do today? Let me go do that. 2 more laws. Law number 6 is many hands make light the work. People want to help you. People want to help you. Too often we don't ask for help because we're afraid we're going to hear no. People want to help you. So share your mission. Share the vision you're on. When's the last time you told someone what you are on mission to do? You said, this is my mission in life, and I'm looking for people to help, to support me, to lock arms with me as we accomplish this mission together. And the last law is abundance for one is abundance for all. Most people think wealth, abundance, success is exclusive. But when you're successful, that impacts people around you. So for example, when I'm successful, it impacts my wife, it impacts my daughter, it impacts my neighbors, it impacts my family. So what I ask our clients to do is once you're successful, once you've experienced abundance, who's going to be the recipient of your success? When you are overflowing with abundance or success or wealth, where is that overflow going to go? And identifying that abundance for you is abundance for other people as well allows you to welcome it, because most people are people-centric. So that's kind of the framework and the process we take our clients through.
Absolutely. And just building on that part of our conversation, I'm also curious to ask you about resilience. Shawn, I'll share a quick story about it. So at 9 years old, the doctor told me because of my disability, and I was born with spastic quadriplegia cerebral palsy, simply means that I don't have enough oxygen in my legs to walk normally. But, the turning point in my life happened when I was 9 years old. I didn't know it at the time. So when I was 9, I had my last surgical procedure for my disability that I'll ever have. And the doctor, before we left the conference room, told my parents that I wouldn't be able to walk for the duration of my life without assistance. So the next day, Shawn, it was the start of the new school year, and I had to go back to school, and my principal at the time, Dr. Carol Cruling, knew I was going to London, and she allowed me to come into her office, and every professional that was assigned in my school file, from therapists to teachers to social workers and educational assistants, was in her office. And what was also in her office was a big empty space in the middle of her office for my wheelchair. And I went through what the doctor had told me about not being able to walk, and she already knew that, but for me it was a cathartic experience. And then at the end of the story, she looked at me and she said, the only limitations on your life are the artificial ones that you place on your life by yourself. So my question to you is, how do you look at the concept of resilience and being assertive for what you really want in life?
Yeah, so here's what's really powerful. I grew up in an incredibly impoverished part of Southern California, and I grew up hearing things like store closing, everything must go. I didn't grow up with stores opening, grand openings. We lived in an incredibly difficult part of town where high school dropout rates were incredibly high, mental health challenges were incredibly high, divorce rates and marital abuse were incredibly high, drug abuse, alcoholism was incredibly high, alcohol addiction, high school dropout rates were incredibly high, unwanted teen pregnancies were incredibly high. I mean, I would walk down the street and walk past heroin needles and drugs just left on the floor. And so what somebody once told me, Shawn, decide who to be and then go be it. And I made a decision that I was going to be a leader in this world, that I was going to be an influencer for good, that I was going to be somebody who would be a shining example of what life could be, and that I would bring so many people along with me. And so what I mostly discover is with resilience, there's a couple of pieces to resilience. Number one is community, making sure you have people around you that are going to support you as you pursue your goals and your dreams. And they're going to see the very best in you and even better than how you show up. They'll congratulate and celebrate your wins. And then they'll say, okay, what's next? What's that 1% improvement for you? So community is so key. And then on top of that, being able to look at someone that inspires you and saying, okay, they've walked the path before. Most people are not innovating a new path. What they are doing, though, is they're walking a path that's been walked countless times. Countless people have gone from poverty to wealth. Countless people have gone from being told you can't do anything to doing the impossible. And now it's your turn. And so you get to be inspired by and mentored by all of these incredible people. So read autobiographies, read biographies, listen to their stories and their podcasts, be mentored by them. Even though they're not in front of you, you can still be mentored by people through their books and their content. And then the other thing is really just being able to make a decision every single day you wake up. How am I going to show up today? Who am I choosing to be today? What am I accepting to be my truth today? And as you begin to make those decisions, your behavior and your circumstances begin to shift. What I've discovered is you can try to change your circumstances or you can change yourself. And by changing yourself, the circumstances automatically begin to shift.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you're personally on a mission to help people become more visible and sell more of their offers. So, Shawn, tell me, what do you think it means to be more visible and viable, both in life and and in business?
Yeah, most of us, I kind of shared this a little bit, most of us diminish our light, or we're scared of the spotlight, so we stay hidden. We become the best kept secret, but that doesn't serve anyone. And so if you're really good at what you do, people deserve to know. They want to know. And so what we encourage and help people do is show up online and offline in ways that allow them to shine, in ways that allow them to celebrate the things that are really good about them, in ways that get people excited to work with you, to be around you, to be in your circle. And so a couple of things to do when it comes to getting visible is, one, identify the things that bring you joy. Let me tell you something. I have not seen a single person who is not attractive when they're smiling. Every single person is attractive when they're smiling. When there's a genuine, authentic joy, you attract people to you. So find the things that bring you joy. Find the things that make you light up. Because as you light up, you will begin to get visible. As you begin to post content, as you begin to show up on stages, as you begin to do podcasts like this one, what's going to happen is you're going to begin to show up, get visible, and have so much joy be a part of it that it will be contagious. So people will be like, oh my gosh, I want to be a part of your world. So my recommendation is make a decision to get visible by focusing in on the joy that is just a natural gift you have. You have been gifted this opportunity to choose joy, so choose joy today.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shawn, I know you've created a number of programs that have been highly successful in terms of masterminding groups, and Abundance Now is one of your groups, and you shared with me that you're in the process of developing and launching a coaching summit, buddy. So I'm fascinated that you found some time to talk to me. But tell me about the coaching summit and how you're hoping to allow people to sort of discover their abundance.
Yeah, great question. So we have a summit coming up. It's a 3-day event, absolutely free to register. And what's pretty incredible is we have 53 speakers who are expert master coaches who are coming in to show you how to live an abundant life. Day one is all about how do you live abundantly and how do you overcome all the hidden gremlins that come up when you try to live more abundantly, like insecurity, comparisonitis, imposter syndrome. So first, we're going to give you a breakthrough. Day two is all about how do you bring other people into abundance by coaching them using our abundant living methodology. We have some incredible experts showing you powerful coaching techniques and tactics that you can bring to your very next coaching session that will begin to create more insight for your clients. You'll get more results, they'll get more results, and everybody's happy. Then day three is all about scaling your impact. So now that you've experienced abundance, now that your clients have experienced abundance, how do we scale it? That's where we show you all the sales and marketing of building a successful coaching practice. If you want to build a 6 to 7 figure coaching practice, there are very clear systems and strategies to do it, and we're going to show you exactly how. So the way you sign up is simply by going to abundancenowsummit.com. You'll be able to get signed up free, and you'll be able to get access to all 53 sessions.
Fabulous. And Shawn, tell me, for you, what does that mean to live life with intensity and purpose?
Yeah, so when it comes to purpose, a lot of people get purpose mixed up. So I actually don't live by purpose, I live by vision. And here's the difference is when you you have this powerful ability to have an imagination. This imagination can see an empty field, but really see a park. You can look at a parking lot, but then see a building in your imagination. You have this ability to create vision. So as leaders, our job is to cast vision, to see the world differently, better, more improved, funner, more fun, more fulfilling, more happier, and cast a vision for it. Once we have vision, what happens is we then have a purpose designed to fulfilling that vision. For example, if my vision is I want to make this empty lot a park, maybe my purpose in doing that is to be the architect, or to be the blueprint creator, or to be the engineer, or to be the purchaser, right? There's a role assigned to that vision, and that's my purpose connected to that vision. Here's what's powerful. So when you have vision and purpose connected, when they're combined and when they're in alignment, you will have this deep, unending energy called passion and joy that pulls you out of bed to fulfill your purpose in creating that vision. So I live based off of vision, and then I actually don't live off intensity, but I do live off of consistency. A lot of people think they need to make big leaps when really you just need 1% jumps every single day, showing up every day. Consistency is actually going to get you a lot further than intensity, because intensity is kind of draining. It's kind of it takes a lot out of you. But if you show up every single day in a consistent manner, you will begin to see that kind of upside down hockey stick where it's like going like this. It's a straight line and then it shoots up right away. So live off consistency, live off vision, and you'll see life completely shift for you.
Absolutely. And Shawn, I know that you're the host of a podcast called Heck Yeah Buddy. So tell me about, or Heck Yeah, sorry about that, where you talk to coaches about living abundantly, buddy. So tell me all about the podcast and the mission behind the effort.
Yeah, so we've actually rebranded. It used to be called the Heck Yes Podcast, and now it's called the Abundance Show. And it's a live show where we interview master coaches every single Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And we ask them, what have you done to be so successful? Give us the exact how-to. I pull it out of them, show us exactly what you did. And we also have them teach their framework for coaching. And so it's an incredibly powerful experience for our attendees as well as our master coaches. So our goal is, we believe every single person deserves to live a life of abundance. And on the Abundance Show, our job is to empower people to live into it, step into it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Shawn, outside of hosting this podcast, I also do some motivational speaking myself. And one thing I always tell groups that I speak to, one of my fundamental messages is that when you look to make expectations, that the only level of expectations in life you have to reach are your own. Because, you know, it's my belief that if you don't have portional level of expectations, it's hard to reach anybody else's. So tell me about the way you view reaching expectations in life.
Yeah. So expectations are oftentimes given by society or by other people. And so that's why we always live off of vision or intention instead of expectation. Is, what do you want? Before everyone else puts in their agenda and their voice, what is it that you want? When you get very clear about what you want, then you can create boundaries around other people's expectations. Say, oh, that expectation aligns with me. I can do that. That expectation actually doesn't align with me. I'm not going to fulfill on that because it doesn't match what I want from my life. So start with vision, start with intention, and expectations begin to settle in.
Yeah, and Shawn, I'm curious to wrap up this portion of our conversation by asking you, how do you think you multiply prosperity in life? You've given us the formula, and you've given us sort of your view on life, but how do you think we sort of sustain prosperity in life?
Sorry, can you repeat it one more time? I think it cut out.
Yeah, I was just curious to ask you, how do you think we can multiply prosperity in life and have a sustained vision for our future?
Yeah, so my recommendation is always to, again, go back to what you want and then ask for it. You have what you're willing to ask for. You have not because you've asked not. So if you want increased prosperity, start asking for what you want. Do you want more clients? Well, go ask people to become clients then. If you want more customers, go ask people to become more customers. If you want more friends, go ask people to be your friend. Go ask for what you want. If you want deeper connections, meaningful relationships, a better marriage, greater relationship with your kids, go tell them what you want. Cast the vision and then consistently show up for that vision. Just every day, 1% at a time, show up for what you want.
Yeah, it's important to be 1% better than the day we were before, right?
So good, so good.
Yeah, Shawn, and I know when you're not working, buddy, they tell me that you enjoy playing golf with your daughter and hanging out with your wife, who is also a fellow entrepreneur. And when I'm not hosting this podcast, buddy, I also enjoy swimming, and I know mutual interest for you. So tell me about Shawn away from the office and what brings you the most joy, my friend.
Yeah, so I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I absolutely love watching Star Wars. Whether it's the movies, the shows, the cartoons, I'm a total fan. I also love swimming. I'm a professional swimmer. I used to swim 2 miles a day before our daughter was born. Our schedule's kind of whacked out, obviously, now being a new dad. So I'm excited to get back into the pool. But I used to swim 2 miles a day, and so I love being in the water. And I absolutely love hanging out with my family. My family are my favorite people in the world. And so, between my wife and my daughter, I love just laughing with them, spending time with them, and it's pretty amazing.
Absolutely. And John, tell me, what's the best part about being a new dad, my friend?
It has to be the laughs. She has started to laugh, and it is the most enjoyable, fulfilling sound in the entire world.
Absolutely, and I'm sure she already has you wrapped around her finger, right, buddy?
Very much so.
I, I suspect so, but my final question for you has to do with your own personal and professional legacy and how you want that to be defined.
I wanted to be defined by how I loved people. I have a quote that I carry around in my wallet that I heard years ago, and it said, "There's nobody on this planet you couldn't learn to love once you've heard their story." And so I want my life, I want my work, I want everything to be marked by love, by how I treated people, by the kindness I brought them, and by the joy they experienced when they were around me.
Yeah, I always say that everyone's portrait of success is different, and one of the reasons I wanted to become a journalist, Shawn, was I firmly believe that every person should have a platform to share their story. Would you agree with that?
100% agree.
Absolutely. And Shawn, tell me, if people want to get connected with the phenomenal work you do, my friend, what's the best way they can do that?
You can go to my website, www.hey, like hi, Hey, Shawn, SHAWN, the letter Q.com, www.heyshawnq.com.
Well, that's certainly a way to stand out, isn't it?
I think so too.
Absolutely. Well, Shawn, I truly enjoyed the amount of energy and enthusiasm you brought to our conversation, and I want to thank you for enriching the lives of the people you work with and teaching them all about abundance, my friend. The work that you do to bring smiles to people's faces is most appreciated, my friend. I want to thank you for engaging in conversation with me this afternoon and for being here. It's most appreciated.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.